All right, welcome back, and we are getting ready to get this going. Now, this is your two foam pieces, your side piece and your other piece. I built a frame around it, and here's what the back looks like. It's a plywood, and then there's the wood around the perimeter, pine, held in by some screws. And so we're ready to lay this out. Now it's mostly flat, so that's going to help us as we go through this process. So what's our next move? Well, I'll tell you. We're going to have to draw a rectangle. And the rectangle is on sheet 9. And if you wonder what steps I'm on, we're in this area of sheet 9. Okay, so this is sheet 9. We're not going to focus on what's going on here in an exact way, but we're going to be, no wait, excuse me, my bad. We are going to be preparing to raise the walls. So that's actually sheet 7. So we went backwards to sheet 7. And so basically, I think we're going to be making something about this size right in the middle of the board. But, we'll find out. We'll find out right now. I'm going to be doing my marks with a pencil. And I have a pretty big ruler, but you might need to use your tape measure for this. Okay, so here we go. I need a 18 by 25 and a half rectangle, centering it as much as possible. Okay, 18 by 25 and a half. So when I think about 18, I'm going across this way. No, 18 must be like this. Oh, I see what they're getting at. 25 and a half. So the 18 must come from this one. So I'll talk to you about how I like to do this, and I'm going to use this tape measure to go through this part. I have 23 and a half. What is half of 23 and a half? Well, half of 24 is 12. So it must be less than 12. 11, 23, 23.5 divided by 2 is going to be 1.25? $11 3/4. So we're going to get 11 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 3/4. So there's my mark there. And I'm going to come over here. And I'm just going to go a little bit on the inside. I'm going to do another 11 3/4. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Okay, so I like where that's at. And I'm trying to only use the tools you have. I would use a little bit different tools to do this, but that's okay. And then that's going to be a line. Now the line is going to be, that's a little too short. You can get a piece of cardboard. Let's see, a piece of cardboard from the box. Yes, the piece of cardboard from your box would work if you have to use that as a straight edge. So let me go ahead and cut that off of the box. Okay, so I use my box cutter, and I'm going in between these things, and I'm using my straight edge here to make this line. Okay. You're just trying the best you can. I mean, this isn't supposed to be super exact. Okay, that's basically my center line there. And then if I had to guess where my center line was here, the two pieces actually have a seam right in the middle. So this is my center. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move out a little bit, okay? So we did this halfway mark because we still need to go back and we're looking for that 18 inches. Well, half of 18 is 9. So let's look at what 9 inches looks like. 9 inches. And then let's do another 9 inches down. Got it? And so over here, we're also going to do 9 inches. And do another 9 inches down. All right. So we have that. And we just need a distance out from here from the center area. So let's see what that is. It is 25 and a half. So what's half of 25 and a half? It's going to be 12 and 3/4. It looks like 12 and 3/4. I always use a calculator to double check. I always switch the numbers up in my head. 25.5 divided by 2 is 12 and 3/4. Okay, so we're going to be going 12 and 3/4 out. And then we're going to be going 12 and 3/4 out. And then we're going to be going 12 and 3/4 out from the center. And 12 and 3/4 out. Okay, so I'm going to just put some dots on here. I might need something that's more, oh no, that's marking. It's marking. Oh, I used the cardboard. Just trying to use what you have. So I mean, that's a lot harder than using what we have in the classroom, but whatever, we'll make it happen. Okay, and right here. Okay, let's double check our work. We were looking for 18 inches. Let me check this. We have 18 inches. We have 18 inches. And then we needed 25 and a half. 25 and a half. 25 and a half. Okay, great. So this is the square. The square is our target for putting the house. So that's the footprint that the house is going to take up. It's actually quite large. So we have some inches around the edge. So we have about 2 3/4 inches there, and we have about 1 7/8 here, and on this side too. So there's a nice little perimeter, and that will help us because we are going to have the eaves over here, and so it's almost going to go out to the edge. It's almost going to go out to the whole edge. So this is looking great. So it talks about starting the process here with the back wall. So if we're looking at this, we're going to put this back wall up first, and this is wall 1B, and it's pretty awesome to be getting the first wall on. One B and 1A, and then there's going to be a door here. Okay, well, let's go get it. 1B and 1A. And then, then I'll have to decide which the orientation of the house is. Okay, I like the orientation that I'm in right now, where this is the front door going in here. Okay, I'm happy with this. So, let's get some pieces. If you're confused, first get this piece out. Here's wall 1B and wall 1A. They became one wall. It was very long. Okay, so let's get that long piece. I think it's going to run the whole length of this. So if you're wondering which one it is, it's the big one. Now, this is totally the piece, and then I took out the let-in bracing. We didn't do that, but you may need a structural piece here, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and put it nailed right here, maybe just a few, just so I can get the extra structural part of it. Now, I know we didn't cut these in, but it will help create some more rigidity for this. Oh, the nail came out the back. If the nail comes out the back, you have to put it in diagonally so that the nail spends more time inside the wood. Yeah, that's one. That's two. Let's go ahead and get a diagram. Let's see if I got this right. Yep, that's sitting down pretty nicely. Okay. So this is for sure the first wall. And in the instructions I'm getting from page 7, and it's saying 1B and 1A. So 1A is on the right side and 1B is on the left side. So that means it's going like this. And you have a window, and you have the big door, and you have a small window, and then you have the big window. Okay. So this lead-in brace, if I was going to do it again, I'd probably put it on the inside just so it would be on the inside. I might have to take that off later. But structurally, I think this is going to help us. So visually, we're going to put this on and see, oh, it looks like it's fitting just like where we want it. And so then, if that's the case, we're going to choose a corner to justify the saw line. So my guess is, I think I like this corner the best. So I'm going to make sure everything's like slid over in that vicinity. And so what does it say here? It says once we get nail wall 1A and 1B to the work base, making sure it faces the right direction. Okay, so I've made sure it's facing the right direction. Okay. Seems like it's a little shorter than my measurements that are on the paper, so that's why I'm going to scoot it over a little bit to this corner. I'm always going to go to this corner up here. And then I'm going to work my way down. Okay, so I'll just have to get some nails for that. But before I put that up, I'm always going to need the next piece, which is wall 16. So it's calling 16 the next wall, so that's this wall here. So let's go ahead and grab that. I have wall 16. This is what wall 16 looks like. Wall 16 is on sheet 6. And that will help this stand up. So we're going to be actually looking at that next. So I would also recommend getting out your square. Just to make sure. I like to double check things as we go. So this will help us a little bit if you want to get that on. Okay, so then we're going to have to look for which side is out on wall 16. And there's no identifying marks on wall 16 except the door looks like it's a little bit to the top. So that's going to be my guess there. Okay. So what you're going to do next is you're going to get this and this, and these two are going to go together. And it looks like I've already made a mistake. So I have a little bit on this that I need to take out. This is where we have to make some decisions on the fly. That's okay. I'm sure things will work out. I'm going to try to notch this. Use another little piece. I'm going to draw a line. And I'm going to cut it gently. Well, before I cut it, I'm going to look and make sure, yes, I did make an error. Wait. Wall 1A, no. Let me check wall 16. Yes. Okay. So what's going on here is we need a way to grab onto this. And so I believe that since this is now over here, we actually have an error here, and we had to omit part of this, like a little notch. I'm just kind of crossing that off. That's what I'm cutting off right now. So that is actually part of wall 1A, and that corner is now a fence. Now, if it's wrong, then I'm just trying to make something good happen, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to cut it. There we go, through. Okay, that's nice. I can shave it a little bit with the razor blade if I need to. There we go. That's great. So when these two things go together, this one goes on top and it kind of holds the other one up. So let's do that and see how it goes. There's a lot of airflow coming in from the other room, so I'm going to go ahead and shut the door. It's blowing over the walls, which could happen in real life. I mean, that's definitely part of it. Okay, so we're starting in the corner. I like where that's at. I like our alignment. And I'm going to start to get a few nails in. Now, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't have enough nails out right now. So what I'm going to do is stop what I'm doing, prepare by getting some nails onto the middle here, then grabbing my tools again, and then standing up. Okay, let's get some nails in. One nail is already helping quite a bit, and I'm going to align with the outside there and get another nail. Okay. I just have two small nails holding this in, one in there, one in there. And I'm going to start to get this next one ready. I'm going to double check with my square on how I tie this in. I'm going to put one nail in the top, and that's going to be my pivot. And that will make me able to rotate this a little bit. Okay, that looks good. It does look like the walls are a little off, but of the square, I think this is just general. I don't think that this is anything that we have a lot of control over just yet. Yep, that looks. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let's get another one in here. Great. Okay, so now I have two walls up, and it says the next wall to do is this wall over here. So that is wall, and I have to go back to sheet 7. We need wall 18. This is coming next. This is wall 18. Wall 18, I left some nails in, so I'm going to have to pull the nails out right now. Just pushing these out, then I'll be able to pull them. So first push from one side. Okay, now this one, now that all the nails are out, is going to tie in over here. And it looks like I have a little, no, I don't have a height discrepancy. I thought I did for a second, and then that is not the case. So first of all, I'm experiencing a little wiggling, so I'm going to get another nail in again. Trying to get this right there. Boom. That's going down. Now, let's look at this one. Standing this wall up, it looks like we'll stand it up this direction, and we'll need a nail so that this is our pivot point here. All right. There. We're going to move our square to the other side. The square should help you align this and help you get a couple in. There's one, and there's two. When you start to do this, you're going to need a lot of room. So that's something you're going to need to prepare for, the space required to do this. Now, I recommend you have something underneath it so that you can, oh, I think they say to glue this, but I'll have to look at the instructions a little bit more carefully. It doesn't say glue, it doesn't talk about gluing these two pieces together, but I think that that would be what you would have to do to glue these two together. I'll look at it a little bit more. And so this is looking great. Very happy with the way this is turning out. And I almost have my perimeter. I will probably check it with the larger framing square and be able to see what's going on. Now, the interesting part is that they want me to kind of get this going first. Now, that's going to be difficult. That's going to be difficult because I like to work in this space without hitting the walls. Working from the top is a little harder when you're reaching inside, but they want you to reach inside. I'm just going to follow the directions the way it is, and we'll see what happens next. Now they want this one to come in next, and then this one over here. So maybe if we just do those two, and we don't get two in here, then we can like work in the center, okay? I really want the rigidity of more nails in this. So I would put the nails in from the side, from that through the side. So it's nails going this way, maybe 3 or 4, 3 or 4. And then I'm ready to get this. Now this is very important. We're gonna check the diagonal here. That's about 31 and 1/16. And then I'm gonna go this direction here. 31 and 1/16. You gotta be kidding me. This is perfectly square. So this for sure, in this corner where I cut that little notch, there was an error there in page 1. So no issues really with that. I mean, that just happens sometimes. So I'm pretty happy with the way this is progressing. So let's get the next 2 walls ready. And those are going to be wall 9 and wall 15. But I already see that they're so big, it's going to really block us out. Let me feel how rigid this is. That's going pretty well. How's this one? That's going pretty well. Before I do any more walls, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get more nails in the bottom. Let me look at this and I'll give you some feedback on how many nails we're using. Since I did my diagonal measurement check, and that's what you do in cabinetry when you're getting things nailed together. Since I passed that test, then I'm able to put some more of these nails in. Okay, great. So I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. And I'm going to go ahead and say this is a good point to pause. And when we're looking at, when we're looking at what's happening next, we're really looking at how we're bringing in wall 9 and 15. That's what they say to bring in next. I probably would bring in these walls first. Maybe this one here and this one here. So this area here and this area here. Now that's just my opinion of how it would go better. This would brace this wall. So building out this right here would brace that wall. And then this would brace that wall, and then this would brace that wall. I think that'd be a lot easier to work inside and then finish and work our way this way. I'm going to think about it and look at logistically what's happening here. Because we usually would build it, we would build the corner first, or in our previous models, and we'd work our way this way. Boom, all the way out. So I'm going to have to make some decisions about that.